Titagarh Rail Systems. Now, they've signed a 99-year lease agreement with the West Bengal governor for a 40-acre land parcel in Uttarpara, which is valued at around 126 odd crores. Before we speak to the management of the company, let's quickly get in Anushi with more highlights as to how will this actually benefit Titagarh and what are the key aspects that she would be looking at to listen from the management from here on. Anushi, over to you.
Hi, morning, Hiral. So it's an interesting set of developments that we are looking from Titagarh Rail in particular. Now, just as you mentioned, it's a 40 acres of land parcel that we are seeing that they have with the West Bengal governor. Aggregate consideration for the same being 126 crore. Now, this is established for areas of testing and commissioning of metro coaches as well as Vande Bharat trains. So that is the overall update we are seeing with this lease agreement for this land parcel. Other than that, the company has been in focus on back of its fundraising plans also, wherein the company is to raise about 200 crore from its promoter group, and this is with the issue of warrants that we are looking at. Purpose of this being investment in state-of-art plant and machinery, also to support the working capital to enhance its order wins as well going forward. In couple of order wins also, the company had been in focus on the back of a 430 crore of an order that it received from Maharashtra Metro Rail Corp, and this is for a supply of 12 additional train sets for the Pune Metro Rail project that we are seeing. Order completion for this being execution being 30 months from the date given. Now, just as a backdrop, if we see FY25, it was rather a muted year for the company, given the impact that we saw on the wheel set availability for the freight rail system. So outlook for FY26 is a particularly interesting one to be watching out for. The company is also venturing into new business verticals, while in FY26 we may not see a big contribution from this. In the near to medium term outlook, contribution from safety and signaling system vertical along with shipbuilding and maritime system is something that we should be watching out for. So this is the overall picture that we are building for Titagarh Rail as of now.
Anushi, important aspects to consider on this front, because that 99-year lease, what will that mean? Let's get in Umesh Chowdhary, Vice Chairman and Managing Director at Titagarh Rail Systems. Umesh, good morning and welcome to the show. Welcome from Neeraj.
Yeah, before we die, I just want to mention, Umesh, both Hiral and me have plain water in our glasses. So, cheers with water to you.
Cheers, and I don't know whether I should say I'm sorry for you, but
it's 9:30 in the morning, don't we?
No, I was meaning coffee.
You got me there.
Yes, it's chai time as well for us over here. So good morning, Umesh, on that. But Umesh, let's look at that 99-year lease agreement with West Bengal governor. What would this actually mean for the company? And does this say that you would be looking at more land acquisitions as well in that region?
So good morning, and yeah, so let me just give you a little background. So the plant that we are already operating on, where we are operating our passenger rail system, where we're doing all the metros, where we've done the Pune Metro, we are doing the Bangalore Metro, plus the Ahmedabad Surat Metro, and then the Vande Bharat. This is on a 35 acre parcel of land. And in order to expand our capacity, and more than expansion of the capacity, in order to test the trains, particularly the Vande Bharat, we need a long test track and adequate testing facilities, because these are going to be long distance intercity trains. And for that, it was very important that we were able to construct this test track and all the other affiliated testing facilities. Now, one option was that we had to make some part of the train and then maybe take the car body shell to another place and then construct the train there and test it there. But obviously, it was much better if we could do it over here. It makes more sense commercially and technically to be able to do that. And then we had been approaching the government of West Bengal to allot this land, which was a part of the land that they had resumed from a closed industry. And we were able to get this, and we paid the market value, which is about 127 crores, and we got possession of the land. So what it will mean for us is that our entire plant, which was 35 acres, will be now 76 acres or 75 acres. And this will enable us to have a complete end-to-end facility for manufacturing of the passenger coaches, which is from production to testing and to dispatch it directly from our factory by the railway connection that we already have with us.
Okay. So, Umesh, what is the plan with regards to operationalization in terms of the facility? Because I'm sure you are going to expand. So, you know, the capex that will be required for the same, when will operations start, and how much revenue potential are you seeing with this addition?
So this is, you need to see this as a piece of a puzzle that completes the picture, not a complete picture in itself. So as it is a land which is adjoining our existing facilities, this is basically making the picture complete. And in terms of the operationalizing, we've already started work. We got the possession and we've already actually physically started work on the ground to clean up the land. This was all in rubbles, and we've taken up steps to now expand the facility, construct the testing track. So we expect that within the next 9 to 12 months at the most, we will have the facility up and running. In terms of the revenue potential, the total capacity that we are targeting to make in our Uttarpara facility, which is the existing plus the expanded facility, ultimately will go to about 1,200 cars a year. So each metro car selling at about 10 to 12 crores, 10, 11 crores, let's say, that is the potential revenue generation that can happen from the entire facility. Of course, that is subject to many things like getting orders and so on and so forth. But that will be the overall capacity that we would have created. And this will happen over the next 4 or 5 years' time. The first step that we are looking at is to have about 800 to 850 coach capacity, which we are going to be able to achieve within the next couple of years' time.
Umesh, this small fundraise that you're doing, and I call it small relative to the others that you've done in the recent past, right? One can understand the reasons because you've given that out, but why this quantum and why only through the promoter group?
So this is also to be able to enhance the promoter stake in the company, and also to give the confidence, because at that point of time, the prices were slightly lower. We followed the SEBI pricing formula. And we believe that, it'll be good to put the money into the company by and also at the same time expand or enhance the promoter stake in the company. So so it's basically all the objectives, all the boxes were getting ticked by this fundraise.
Okay, so from 40 odd percent, you go up slightly, whatever.
Yeah, about 1%, about 1% more.
About 1%. Okay, and I'm guessing all of these, the uses of these funds would probably show up in the books and the numbers a couple of years from now in a small fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you very rightly said, Neeraj, that 200 crore in the overall scheme of things is not a very significant amount. So this was more, as I said, to enhance the promoter stake, but also to make available this fund in the company as a sign of confidence to the employees, to everybody. And in terms of the overall expansion plans that are there, to get this land, to get the repeat order of Pune and all of that, this is all different pieces of the puzzle, as I said, to be able to get to the picture that we are targeting to get to.
We just have 10 seconds. Mumbai Suburban Rail Network Upgrade Project. You have BML, which is bidding in, tender expected by August. Will you be bidding in as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's going to be another 30 to 40,000 crore tender that the street should be watching out for. Thank you so much for joining us on the show and sharing the update with regards to what's happened so far and how you're looking at that expansion in West Bengal. A 99-year lease agreement is what you're watching out for. And what's interesting is going to be the Mumbai Suburban project.